Yo, so remember how we're all the signs, right? So I remember I said I was going to do the individualized reading, the sun, moon, and rising for whatever season that we're entering in. I realized I don't think that I did that for Sagittarius. And that's interesting because Sagittarians don't really need it. Like, I mean, not that it matters, but I just feel like Sagittarians, sun, moon, and rising, like, they gonna do what they gonna do. They gonna get it regardless. Capricorns need it. I feel like you guys need your, 15 minutes of fame, your moment in the sun. You rule the public life. You want to feel special. You need to feel special. And you are special, baby. So I'm going to give you your individualized reading. Hydrate, light it if you got it. What's up? It's your girl Jay, the High Priestess, back at it again with a general tarot reading for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Capricorn season 2023. Happy Yule, happy winter solstice. I hope you had a merry, holiday and all of that good stuff. And that you're experiencing some kind of like renewed understanding of home and family and reverence, and hopefully you're building a new relationship with capitalism. So for Capricorn, sun, moon, and rising, let's go ahead and do what we gotta do. We gotta create a safe space for my benevolent ancestors, Mother God, Father God, Mother Earth, thanking you for the most useful, helpful, and divinely aligned messages for Capricorn, sun, moon, and rising for Capricorn season 2023, baby. So, and it's funny, I felt like, oh, I need to zhuzh it up, but Capricorns, you feel me? I can come to you as I am. That's my favorite thing about Capricorn energy is you can be fucking crazy. You can be your whole self. And they'll just like, you ready? You done? Can we go? You hungry? It's like, oh, there's just something so comforting about being loved by a Capricorn. It's a steadfast, like they put work on it. They usually are very good about that. And so because, regardless of your sign, this reading is for Capricorn, sun, moon, and rising. But we all have access to the Capricorn energy and themes while the sun is in that sign. So Capricorn, sun, moon, and rising, you're ruled by Saturn, and Saturn is currently direct, but he's in Pisces for the next 3 years. And so I do feel like there's something about like your access, like the access to your energy or the way that you express your physical, spiritual, or sexual energy may be changing. You may feel like bouts of procrastination, or like you're moving through sludge, or like you're having a hard time maybe getting motivated, possibly. And it just feels like because your shift is like your frame of focus is being like shifted so intensely that it may be jarring in some sort of way. I feel like Capricorns are very logic-brained and need to be very logic-brained, but you guys are your ruling planet is in the spirit world, is in the sign of the spirit realm. And so there's like all this new access to intuition, and I feel like you guys are Capricorn, sun, moon, and rising, you're really like discovering how intuitive you actually already are, what your definition of how you've been defining intuition, or how you've been defining spirituality. I just feel like is evolving in a major way, and it's because your thinking patterns are changing. I feel like you're going to start experiencing life like a Pisces. Like you're going to start feeling more Piscean, definitely, because your ruling planet is in watery ass, emotional ass, unconditionally loving ass Pisces, and welcome that energy. Please don't go against the grain. Allow yourself to get softer. You're going to be wanting, I feel like, romance and sweetness and like time in the ether and like these ethereal connections or soul connections. You will be softening. Your heart is softening in some sort of way. And I feel like that's just happening on a collective scale in general, because we are, since that solar eclipse in Libra, there's this initiation of the rise of the feminine again that's happening, the rise of the matriarch. And I just feel like we're getting ready to start valuing our emotions and paying attention to them more. Not letting them be in the driver's seat, because that's not where they need to be. 4:44 on the clock. You are a spirit having a human experience, so your spirit needs to be in the driver's seat, not your logic and not your emotions. You know, and I'm not saying and your spirit is not just all intuition either. Like, your intuition is like your internal success mechanism. Like you have this hard line to the divine. And it's really important to start familiarizing yourself with the sensation of that, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Because if all you're looking for is logic and facts and how it looks on paper, you know, for the majority of life, you're going to end up like missing a lot of what's actually going on. So check out the Capricorn season astrology video. That's going to have all the important astrological transits in there. You already know Patreon gets everything first. Patreon.com/JustJEverything. Click the link in the description box. It'll show you the links to my Patreon, where I've started an ethical cult, essentially. Fuck with me. For free shit though, check out my Instagram at JustJ_everything, TikTok at JustJEverything, and for other dope shit that I do, my website, JustJEverything.com. So Capricorn, I'm filming this on the day of the full moon in Cancer, in your shadow, in your opposite. And so there's this hard emotional reset or release that I feel like is coming in for you guys, where it's like you're finally letting emotions in, or you're finally releasing these old kind of emotions. Chiron is now direct in Aries, so I feel like that squares you. So Chiron moving forward, there is something like shifts in your identity, shifts in what you know about yourself to be true, and you know how you thought that you would present or project, or shifts in your aesthetic, what you want people to know about you, or what you care about people knowing about you, how you interact with your inner child, how you allow yourself to interact with like your personhood is how this feels. There's just some things shifting in like authenticity, or your changes with or relationships, a change in your connection to somebody with Capricorn, Aries, or Libra placements. Well, let's get to it. Hydrate, light it if you got it. What else do you get? Okay, this season on January 4th, you're going to get Mars, and Mars is exalted in your sign. So Capricorn, especially Capricorn rising and Capricorn suns, I feel like there's this really big boost of energy that's coming in. Moon, Capricorn moon too, because you're feeling all of it. That Mars in Capricorn is exaltation. There is like the highest quality coming into your life, the highest, like a biggest boost, the highest, a boost in quality, a boost in luxury, a boost in, there may be somebody with Aries or Scorpio placements coming into your life. I just feel like there's new adventure. It's giving Ace of Wands, you know, so this influx of physical, spiritual, sexual energy, a big boost of like productive energy, ambitious. They gonna love me for my ambition. And that's I feel like that's and also you get Mercury back on November 13th. Yeah, January 13th. On January 13th, you get Mercury back, and he's out of, no, I don't know when he's out of shadow quite yet, out of post retrograde shadow, but Mercury coming back into your sign is going to speed up your mind, and then Mars is speeding up like life, speeding up your body. So I feel like Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising, this is a big opportunity for you to really get shit done. And you just need to be very cognizant about what your intentions are and like where you want to harness this train. Where, you know, because the goal from henceforth and forevermore is to make sure that our actions match our ambitions. And so there is something about like, I want to be a tarot reader. Do you study? Do you read? Do you practice? Do you give, you know, like our actions have to match our ambitions. And Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising, let's just see what comes out. Moving all of this stuff out of the way. So, thank you for the most useful, helpful, and divinely aligned messages for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Capricorn season 2023. Just breathe. I feel like you may be thinking that you're experiencing procrastination, but I feel like you're just experiencing a new pace in life. Yeah, I feel like you may be thinking that like the Knight of Swords, it's like there's an ending of a cycle that's happening in the realm of your mind. A lot of you may really be like going through some kind of like dark night of the soul, or this is Pluto is leaving. Like you're getting ready to lose Pluto. He comes back in September, but leaves for good for the rest of your lifetime until he leaves in November for good. So Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising, I feel like for your season, for Capricorn season, there is something about a willingness to see your shadow, a willingness to see your darkness, a willingness to extract the data from your darkness. No more hiding yourself in your head in your hands and evading, or I don't feel that, or I'm done with this, or I'm not going to deal with that anymore. There also could be just like, I'm done with this, especially if you have Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius placements. I feel like there is just some sort of a ending of a cycle and like a way that you looked at life, or an ending of a perspective, an ending of a connection with somebody with Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius placements. Bottom of the deck, Five of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like there is an ending here with like abandonment wounds or trauma bonds. Like you guys are really closing out this like harmful way of treating yourself. This gets to a point, like evasion becomes harmful. You know what I mean? Whenever you are whenever you evade your anxiety, or evade your depression, or evade like the things that you have to do, procrastination at its extreme, it can become harmful. And so there is something harmful to your progress, harmful to like your physical well-being. There's just something here about like, we can't think like this anymore. We can't do this anymore. We can't behave like this anymore. And we can no longer evade it, or stop talking, or like just whatever escapism tactics you've been, you know, slathering yourself in. I feel like there is no more evasion. There is no more hiding. The Nine of Swords is like, this ending is necessary because it's going to generate openness in your mind again, malleability in your mind again, the ability to like form new philosophies, to like come up with new ideas. I also feel like first thing to be clarified on the Selenite throne is like your relationship to endings, how you close things out. Your relationship to stress, your relationship to your sleep. I feel like making sure that you're getting better sleep, making sure that you are getting more restful sleep, prioritizing, having like more of a structured sleep cycle, possibly that could be something, or maybe something in your life has come up and it threw off your sleep schedule. I feel like it's really important to take a step back and like pay attention to how you're handling the end of something. Nines are endings. and tend to your mind. Don't like, oh, this is over, so I'll just keep, don't be a groupie, keep it moving. No, it's really important to make sure that you're like extracting the wisdom, take the gold from the rubble, No more willful blindness. I feel like you're strong enough. You've been prepared. And with your ruling planet in Pisces, you're going to find out today. You're going to like see it anyway. Pisces is the ultimate ending, the ultimate death. And there is this like loss of something. So maybe some of you are still dealing with like grief or loss or regret or remorse, or maybe some of you are just like, damn, this is done. This could be with a job. This could be with a company. This could be with a partner or a friendship. But I feel like it's Capricorn season. Your energy initiates darkness, and darkness is important. It's valid. It's delicious. It is also intense. And so stop trying to be like, to cater or pander to everybody who can't handle your level of intensity. Fuck them if they can't hang. Fuck them if they can't take a joke. You know what I mean? It's just like making sure that you're not trying to like fit yourself into some fucking square hole, or, Be whatever fucking shape you are, baby, and you will get in where you fit in. I promise. I promise. I also feel like some of you maybe like your dreams are more vivid, or you may be having nightmares possibly. That's a lot of cards, and that feels like the rest of the whole damn reading. Okay, but I'll take it. So the Knight of Swords to the Hermit, to the Five of Swords as the center of the reading. Nice. King of Pentacles. And then final card, final message is the Lovers. And the bottom of the deck will be the Knight of Wands. But what's at the bottom of the deck right now is the Eight of Pentacles. So... I feel like you've created a very well-oiled machine, boo. And there is something about giving yourself like a balance of work and play. Like knowing when to fuck off and knowing when to focus. Giving yourself more of that fuck off time as a Capricorn. I feel like the older that you get, the easier it is for you to give yourself that play time. But it's coming through that it's very important. I feel like this season to be bold and courageous into experiencing love and vulnerability and, sacrifice, and also like balance. There's something very Libran about this reading, which is interesting. There are more swords cards than anything. 2 major arcana, 1 court card. So let's just start off where we start off with the 9 of Swords and then the Hermit. There is definitely like a shift in your relationship to loneliness, shifting from loneliness to satisfactory solitude. I feel like your relationship to sleep, your relationship to hope, your relationship to like self-trust, you are being redefined. You are being refined. I feel like by way of loneliness, I feel like some of you are in this place where it's just like Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. It's like some of you, like, you need to be alone, or you're having a lot more alone time, or there could just be something here where, Some of you just got out of a relationship and are interested in getting into like another relationship or something of that nature. And you may be debating on like alone time, but I feel like you need to trust yourself. You'll know when it's right, and you'll know when to act, and you'll know when to be alone and to prioritize yourself. With the Five of Swords at the center of the reading, I feel like the center of this season for you is letting go of the past. And I'm doing this on the full moon in Cancer. Like, the moon is full right now. And so there's something here about like releasing old heartbreak, disappointment, your ability or your tendency to look back in the past or compare things to the past or the people in the past that you compared things to. I feel like there's something getting ready to come in, or something that's already in, that you can't compare this to anything. You haven't been here yet. And it's interesting how the color scheme changes. Like the beginning of Capricorn season for you guys may be kind of heavy. It, you know, if you're looking at the shift in colors, this is quite the contrast. And that's really how it goes. I feel like the beginning of Capricorn season may be dark or heavy, or you're being asked to reevaluate your programming, to evaluate your programming, to look at your thought processes, look at your defense mechanisms. There could just be something here where you just notice that you're isolating a lot, or you don't want to be around these people anymore, or you're struggling with like superficial conversation, or struggling with maybe some of you are struggling with isolation. Maybe some of you are struggling to cut people out of your life. Maybe some of you are finally coming into the understanding of like, me first, bye. Like, and understanding that that's fucking healthy. You know, if you don't put your oxygen mask on first, what are you gonna do? You know, so, center of the reading being the Five of Swords reversed, or maybe somebody with Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius placements that has you looking in the past, or you're healing something from this past. Like you're finally like starting to, you know what I was saying earlier, like extract the data from the darkness and do something with it. You're getting more established. I feel like you're finally like not being sucked into like the old way of thinking, or the old way of behaving, or the old way of responding to a situation. Like you're putting your weapons down. I feel like you're opening your heart more in some sort of way, or the divine is opening your heart for you. This is going to be a juicy plunge. I feel like there's a lot of physical energy in my body right now. And that's why the Knight of Wands may be like showing up. Don't be afraid to harness that energy into, not don't be afraid, please harness that physical energy into physical activities. Making sure that you're doing what needs to be done so that you're not so overwhelmed, or you're not so easily agitated. If you get your physical energy like put into something, there could be, it's time to like be bold. It's time to like go after this like love relationship, or go after this. There may be somebody with Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius placements that's pursuing you, maybe Gemini or Virgo placements. I feel like there's like a move, or a being bold and moving towards union, letting yourself believe in love again, letting yourself hope. That's the whole point of the hermit phase, is reconnecting to your hopes, your wishes, reconnecting to like real friends. When the hermit comes up, it's like, this isn't saying you should just isolate. This is saying like, if you're going to do shit, it needs to be shit that matters. If you're going to hang out with people, hydrate, you need to be hanging out with people that like you profoundly connect with, not just like fair weather friends or acquaintances. If you're going to be putting work into something, you need to be putting into work that shit that, or putting in work into shit that matters to you. Not just the obligatory behaviors, you know, the obligatory duties that you think that you have to do. I feel like the Five of Swords at the center of the reading lets me know that we're going from the Nine of Swords to the Five of Swords means that you're moving from a very like anxious or maybe even uncomfortable place into something way more calm and peaceful. But conflict is needed. So there may have already been some confrontations or some conflicts that have pushed you into being more introverted. Maybe some of you, I feel like we're coming into Capricorn season and you naturally are starting to introvert a bit more, naturally starting to hibernate more, or wanting to like spend more quality time with yourself. And I feel like you doing that is going to make it really, really clear what isn't for you anymore and what to sever ties to. And there's just this insight in like protection and how to get stable and how to establish yourself. I just feel like the fruit of your labor starts to really, really pay whenever you let yourself get more regimented and diligent. And then there's like the sun comes out. The beginning of Capricorn season for you, Capricorn, sun, moon, and rising, I feel like is an important shedding. This is a shedding period because you're moving towards like really knowing what the fuck to do with all this mastery. Some of you are really like getting to a new level of the mountaintop. Ooh, and as I say that, my finger is on a mountain. Yeah. So I feel like there's lots of accomplishment and like you understanding like, thank God I sacrificed this. Thank God I was done with this because now I have this thing and I'm in love with this. And I'm just like, like the, the lovers is like a merging. It can be sacrificed. It can be a crossroads. So of course we're going to clarify that. All of a sudden there's a weirdness in my throat. The King of Pentacles is Sun in Taurus, and Taurus rules the throat. So you or someone around you, or you or this person that you're interested in dating, or that they're interested in dating you, I feel like words are getting caught in their throat, or you may, it could be like slipping up and saying I love you, slipping up and asking someone on a date, or like there could just be these like Freudian slips that start to happen, or it's always on the tip of my tongue. Go listen to Hate to Be Lame by Lizzie McAlpine and Phineas. I feel like there is this like, the sun is coming out. There's these aha moments or this like profound clarity. Like you slow down and allow yourself to really process the last like 15 years. Like stuff that happened in 2008, stuff that happened in 2018. There's just like stuff that's happened just like even this last year. There's this like closing out of a cycle, this like resetting of the psycho-cybernetic settings. And I feel like you're taking control of that, taking control over understanding that spoken word supersedes thought, understanding that you can be more masterful with your mind, but it requires effort and practice and observing of your shadow, observing of your darkness, or observing of, you know, the way that your mind works. You may be doing that, or someone is coming into your life and is doing that for you and is pointing stuff out. And I feel like it's putting you in this place where you're really like thinking about like how you can do better or be better, thinking about how what needs to be cut off, what needs to be celebrated, what needs to be welcomed in, what you need to be more consistent about. I feel like there's something about you being really reliable and generous, and you being in the position to be generous, you being in the position to give love, you being in the position to welcome love in, you feeling really established in some sort of way. And I feel like it's like pouring out of you organically. With the sun coming out here, all this yellow, there's this like, it makes me think of the solar plexus chakra, which that's where all your willpower is. That's what yellow is. It's your willpower. And it's also looks very orangey right now today. So that's like some sacral energy in there. I feel like there is something here about like a boost of physical, spiritual, sexual energy, you charging towards love again, charging towards connecting, charging towards merging. I feel like there are important decisions coming up and you just really need to make sure that you have done your part to play the long game, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. And so I'm ready to clarify all this. I hope to see you over on Patreon, patreon.com/JustJEverything. Over there, we're going to clarify each card and dive deeper. So let's get into it. For the full version of the video, go to Patreon.